Hey guys, welcome back to Econ Time with SK. So grab your notebooks, your favorite cup of coffee, and let's get started.
Now, some of you may be wondering, why is the marginal benefit downward sloping? So that is something we're going to be covering in this video.
So the first graph that I drew for you, I showed you that look, let's say we were discussing having an additional burger or whatever. Marginal benefit looks like this. In the traditional case, usually we're gonna do MC like this. All right, so this is MB. MC, and this is quantity. Okay, so the first question is, why is it downward sloping usually? And to understand that, I'm going to give you a very simple example now. Later on, we're going to learn more about this when we study the law of diminishing marginal utility and stuff. But right now, just imagine this scenario, okay? Rojarmash, you are heading into iftar, okay? Like you're all familiar with this feeling. প্রথমে মনে হয় যে টেবিলে যা আছে সব খেয়ে ফেলবো, okay? And you're so thirsty, you're like, you know what, I am going to have like কলসি ভরা পানি, like এক ড্রাম পানি খেয়ে ফেলবো. That's your attitude. But do you really end up having 1 drum of water when you break fast? Of course not. What happens is that first sip of water, that first glass of water, মানে একেবারে in Bangla as we say গট গট করে খেয়ে ফেলবা, right? You're just gonna gulp it all down because you're so thirsty. That first glass of water gives you a lot of joy. But think of the second glass. Does it give you as much happiness as the first glass? No, right? And then if you have like a third glass of water, it still doesn't, it gives you less joy than the second glass would have. And that's the idea, that from each additional unit that you're consuming, you are still getting happiness. You are still getting something positive, but not as much as that first glass gave you, right? Not as much happiness as you got from the first glass. So that is the idea of this marginal benefit curve being downward sloping. As you are consuming each additional glass, all right, so when you have that first glass, you had really high marginal benefit. When you have the second glass, well, you know what, you're still happy, but not as happy as you were with the first glass. When you have that third glass, your marginal benefit falls a little bit more. So, and remember, the idea of marginal benefit and marginal cost, these graphs are short-term concepts. By short term, what I mean is that you're actually not taking a break. So তুমি যখন পানি খাচ্ছ, it's like back to back. The idea is you're doing that activity back to back to back. Okay? All right, guys. I shall see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.